start up here pretty soon. You'll hear the buzz of it out there, but you and I can still talk. So it's really designed, this whole place is designed to teach. We want you to have the view, always have the view, but you can't let that distract what you're doing. And that's to get a really good education or to study with your friends, or to prepare for class, or to come in and relax. So
kind of like the captain's lounge at the airport.
exactly. We don't serve any booze. So.
Yeah, we're not supposed to tell people that when they're getting on a plane that the captain's been in the captain's lounge.
Exactly. So, but we do have a cafe. But the whole point of this is, if you're going to come to school, this is going to sound silly to you, but when I went to college, I went to Arizona State, and it was a wonderful campus, beautiful, except I didn't feel like I was part of it either. And so I never really wanted to be a dean. This was purely by accident. I came here for 3 or 4 years, 18 years ago. And so I kind of fall in love with the place. But I wanted to be so people liked it. I go by Dave here. I don't go by Dean Powell or Captain Powell or Age here. I'm sure you get some of it, all the matters, depending on what's going on. But it's again, we're here to help. We're not here to beat you. We're not here to kick you out. We want you to be successful. We treat all of our kids the way that I want my kids to be taught and treated. And that's with fairness and kindness and respect, and hold them accountable. And so if we can do that, then they're going to be successful in life. And so we want them to have the right start. And so having an environment that they can come and learn, that they can study, that they can, silly as it sounds, eat.
Yeah.
But yet have the full support of the university. And we're 22 miles away from Western. We need all that here. And that's really what we've designed with this building, is to bring all of that, all the advantages that the main campus has here, including a bus that goes back and forth hourly between us and the main campus.
Nice.
So it's not a bad
Not gay.
It's I think if you talk to the students, they'll tell you that they really love the new building and the support that they get. And I think that's what's made us successful, is truly supporting.
Yeah.
We're here for one reason. And it's not Ray and I, it's the students.
Yeah.
So
I think it's great that there's capacity of building up to 2,500 students.
Right.
I mean, that's really remarkable, because most schools in the area, in the sense of aviation, aren't at that level, I'm assuming, correct?
No.
I mean,
there's 4 programs in Michigan that teach aviation, and they're reasonably small. Eastern has one, Traverse City has one, and Lansing has one.
okay.
And so, and they're great programs. They're not bad programs at all. In fact, a lot of their students after their 2 years will come here. Eastern has their own 4-year program, but it's pretty small. We're the big program in the state. So, but we compete against, it's like football teams. We compete on a twice a year with our flight team, and in the last 29 years, we have like the MAC competition or the Big Ten. So it's our competition against all these other big schools: Ohio State, University of Michigan and Ohio, or Miami and Ohio. All these big schools, Purdue and all these things. Out of the last 29 years, we've won a championship every year but one.
Woohoo!
And we've had 5 national championships in this program.
That's outstanding.
So, yeah, it's pretty high performing, and
You left quite a legacy, Dave.
Yeah, no, our team did.
Well,
this is truly the team.
And great leadership. So thank you for everything on that.
No, thank you. My pleasure.
And so I noticed when we were walking into the student lounge, the briefing rooms that you talked about, that you went from 5 to 25.
Yep.
Correct?
6 to 25.
Yep, that's close.
You did good.
And the briefing rooms, really, what happens in a briefing room?
Before every flight, the student and the instructor will go in and go over the flight and go for the profile that they're going to go fly. Then after they're finished, so they'll do that for up to an hour. Then they'll go out and fly for up to 2 hours, 2.5 hours, depending on what they're doing, or as little as an hour and a half. Then once they finish that up, they'll come back and debrief everything that they just went through. Because flying that airplane is terribly expensive, so you want to know what you're doing before you get into it. Go out and do it, and when you're finished with it, come back and recap and critique what went on in the flight. So you need that space. If you look at all the airplanes that we have here, we have 44 airplanes that we're flying right now.
Okay.
And so we launch about 24 flights in one time. So that's why we needed the 25, so we have a spare. But all these airplanes here, it's got one taxiing in. Everything has to be prepared for. So nothing is left by chance when you're doing this type of training. So the briefing rooms are critical for us. program in the world right here.
And you're right in regards to the difference between this room and the previous room from the old building, because you could always hear the planes when you were in the previous building. So this is very nice.
Again, you could see, but not hear.
Yes, exactly.
You can hear, but not very much. But you could have 4 or 5 of those airplanes running and be the same noise level.
Yeah.
So that's a fun part of it.
All right, well, let's go to the next place.
Technology is there. It's good technology. Let's head back up this way again. All the briefing rooms are most current technology. There's computers in each one. Everything that we do, we're trying to go paperless, so we don't kill any more trees than we have to. And so the grade books and everything are in the computers.
Okay.
So everything is handy that way. This little area here is our Hall of Honor and Excellence in Diversity recipients. So we recognize the people that have supported us throughout the community with help bringing diversity into our lives on a continuing basis. Hall of Honor are the people that have really stood out and really supported us and done something more than an ordinary way. And so it's kind of fun. The technology we'll have with this is there's only little name tags up there, but once the technology gets turned on, you'll go to the screen, touch the screen, type in, I want to see Kara, and it'll pop your picture up and what the plaque was that we gave you, and a little bit of your story, and hopefully a recording from you saying, hey, this is me, and this is who I am, and this is how I got to where I'm at today. So
Those are great.
and that's kind of, you want to be looking forward, but you also need to look back, and you also need to be involved in the current day, and it all has to happen simultaneously.
Yes, it does.
So, if you don't think about it, then you'll skip one. But that's really the whole thought process. And we want if everybody talks about a hall of honor, well, we kind of thought we could have done a hall. Most people don't do that. They
No.
put it,
They put it right out. Yeah.
someplace. And so we decided to do it in a hall.
Well, perfect.
Typical pilot. I don't like it.
Always looking at the details. That's
So
great.
let's go down. And well, first off, this is something we haven't had. Again, we moved here in '97. We've not had a cafe except temporarily, and we kind of ran it ourselves. Ray ran it.
Ray, you are a jack of all trades.
You name it. If I don't want to do it, I kind of, hey Ray, I'm not taking care of that. But this opened up with us today. It opened from 10 to 4. Every day, looking at that, spending the hours with it. But again, you think about this. Until a student is 21, he can't drive university vehicles, but I'm going to give him a $750,000 airplane to go fly. And so I want them to not have low sugar. I want them to be, kind of, refreshed
Prepared.
or awake or whatever, so they can go out and spend their time in an airplane. So, as silly as it sounds to have a cafe, is that important? Oh yeah, really important. The physiological aspect of it is critical. And so having it here, these are our students actually working behind the desk, but it is ran by main campus. So we have minimal input other than to clean the floors, but they take care of it. And my biggest problem is I can resist anything with temptation, and I love pizza. So every time I walk by, I smell pizza. And it's like, that's not fair. But if you'll notice, we are a Pepsi university, and so I'm addicted. Denise can tell you, I like Dr. Pepper. And so we can't get Dr. Pepper in the bottles, but I can put it in a fountain. So
there you go.
We have Dr. Pepper in the fountain. So there's a couple things that I did just because, as a dean, you got to do things for yourself every now and then. And so Dr. Pepper is one of them.
There you go.
Dr. Pepper and fireplace, my two things.
Perfect.
But, again, this is a place where they can come in, relax, sit down, chat with their friends, prepare for a flight, prepare for a class, and oh, by the way, there's airplanes out there.
There are airplanes out there.
So Ray's team does all of his training, except for the classrooms, but all the labs are down in these 4 hangars.
Okay.
To the south of us. So the students come from there over to here. They go to their class, so everything is right here. And this is the first time since we've been here that I know of, at least for me since 2003, that all 3 of our programs are taught here now. Before, our management operations was taught on main campus because we didn't have the room to do it. And so now they're here, and it's kind of great. And so we have a lot more students, a lot more activity, a lot more utilization of the cafe, and the students get to hang out and talk about aviation all day long.
Which is what they are here to do, and they love to do.
What a novel concept.
I know, it's perfect. Great.
So, and it finished just in time. Leave it off.
I know. Great, you get to take care of all the good stuff. That's a good thing.
Let's go down to 7-Eleven and paint.
Yeah.
Again, we used to, well, we have a sim lab currently, but it only holds 4 sims. The new one will hold 6.